Hey YouTube, Kiratwig here, bringing you all an update to my Maliss Yugioh deck profile for Post-Alliance Insight. Wanted to update the Maliss deck. This is the deck I've been using at locals for the past couple events. So figured I'd give an update to the deck I'm playing. The deck focuses on being able to make use of your Maliss monsters, banishing them and then gaining different card effects, being able to special summon the majority of them, and then going into your bigger Maliss Link monsters that also make use of the Maliss traps we run in the deck that can be activated, with the cost being to banish a Maliss monster that you control and then being able to activate it on the turn it was set. So pretty awesome cyber deck, incorporating some of the @Ignister support that we received in the latest Yu-Gi-Oh booster set, as well as sort of an engine to help with it. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started with the deck profile. So for the actual Maliss monsters, ideally I do want to run 3 copies of March Hare. Still missing the 1 copy. Hopefully I can get the last copy soon. But with March Hare, your opponent cannot target Maliss Link monsters that point to this card with card effects. You go and use each of the following effects of Maliss P March Hare once per turn. During the main phase of this card's in your hand, quick effect, you can banish 1 other Maliss card from your hand or graveyard and special summon this card. If this card's banished, you can pay 300 life points, then target 1 of your banished Maliss monsters, add it to your hand. So having that add back power for your Maliss monsters just helps for more of a recycle play that you can do with the deck, but also having an engine that can also help to start the banish from your hand then can help utilize the other Maliss monsters we run, including the 2 copies of Dormouse, since just like Yugioh, Maliss have been hit on the most recent ban list, with the option for the once per turn banish of a Maliss monster from your deck using Dormouse, and then having the option to pay 300 to special summon it when this card's banished as well. So you can make use of it as part of the engine with our March Hare as a banish to set up the initial play of being able to have this card in your hand, banish another Maliss monster from your hand or graveyard to special summon this card, giving you both resources on the field to then be able to use. Also, the 2 copies of Maliss P White Rabbit, having this card set up your traps when it's normal or special summon, setting 1 Maliss trap from your deck with a different name than the cards in your graveyard. So being able to grab whatever Maliss trap that you need from the deck is a big help for the setup for this card, because then you can just activate that trap and then banish White Rabbit off of it for the cost to activate it that turn as well. And then lastly, the 2 copies of Maliss P Chessy Cat. With this card during your main phase, you can banish 1 Maliss card from your hand, then draw 2 cards. So any of the engine that we mentioned before as well can be banished off of this card for an additional draw, and then activate that said Maliss card effect as well. And then for the @Ignister engine, we're running 1 copy of the Wizard @Ignister and then the 3 copies of the backup secretary. So what's useful with the actual setup of your backup secretary or backup @Ignister for this card is that you can have the option to search for a Cyber's tuner with cards like Cyber's Witkid that we run in the extra deck, and counting our backup @Ignister as a tuner monster helps with that play. The additional special summon setup for Wizard @Ignister as well. And then with your backup @Ignister, if you control a Cyber's monster that was special summoned from the extra, you can special summon this card from your hand. And if it's normal or special summon, you can add 1 Dark Cyber's monster from your deck to your hand, except for backup @Ignister, and then discard 1 card. So the majority of the cards we run are Dark attribute, including the other search, which would be Wizard @Ignister, to use for the added setup with these cards. And then still running the small Bysteel engine that we can, just for added banish power, as well as being able to respond to some of my opponent's cards in the graveyard. If you didn't want to run the Bysteel engine, you could always swap in some additional hand traps for those spots, including the Mulch Army backups that I am not running in the deck. I have 2 copies of Ghost Ogre, the 3 copies of Fulos, and then the 3 copies of Ash Blossom and Joy Spring, just for the monster hand trap lineup that I run in the deck. But once again, the Bysteels could always be swapped out for additional copies for these spots in the deck also. For the spells, running the 1 copy of Terraforming and then the 2 copies of Maliss in Underground. When it's activated, you can banish 1 Maliss card from your hand, deck, or graveyard. And while 3 Maliss traps with different names are banished, Maliss Link monsters you control gain 3,000 attack. So the main play with this card is just to be able to banish your Maliss cards and then gain their own card effects depending on the Maliss monster that you banished, and then be able to special summon it, or in the case of March Hare, add it back to your hand after doing so. We're also running one copy of the new Maliss in the Mirror. You target one face-up monster your opponent controls, banish one Maliss monster from your hand or face on the field. If you do, negate that monster's effects until the end of this turn. And if this card is banished, you can target one Maliss card in your graveyard, banish it, and if you do, add one Maliss card of the same type, monster, spell, or trap from your deck to your hand. So this is just additional setup as a one-of tech, just to be able to also respond to your opponent's cards, but also have the option, if need be, for recycle power with cards like Maliss and Underground as another banished target, since Maliss and Underground just says to banish a Maliss card. The one copy of Gold Sarcophagus for more banished power, along with the one Call by the Grave for stopping more of our opponent's hand traps or monster graveyard effects, and then the one Triple Tactics talent for the added response against our opponent's monster effects during our own turn, with more additional draw power, which could potentially be another hand trap spot if you wish. Droll and Lockbird, the second Mulch Army, you name it. If you wanted to keep the Bicycle Engine, you can take out the Allure of Darkness lineup. It's just additional draw power and then banish setup for some of our other cards in the deck. And then also the one copy of Crossout Designator to finish off the spell lineup. For the traps, we're running one of each of the Maliss traps, so the one MTP07, one GWC06, and the one TB11 for the special summon power from the deck, the graveyard, and then the add back power by banishing a Maliss monster. You can activate this card at the turn with set, so then you're not only activating the effect of the Maliss monster you banished if you still haven't banished it that turn, but then the additional effect for each of these traps. With the last of the traps just being the 3 copies of Infinite Impermanence. The Allure lineup can also be swapped out for the Dominance engine if you wish to run that, and keep the addition for the Mulch Armies by taking out the Bicycle engine. Just player preference at that point also. For the extra deck, we're running one of each copy of the Maliss monsters. One Red Ransom, one White Binder, and then the one Harp's Cryptor, having the option for shuffle back power with Heart Cryptor, the draw power with White Binder, and then the banish setup for our spells and traps, respectively, with each copy as well, being able to utilize Heart Cryptor by making it and then going into Access Code Talker with one additional monster, and then having the banish option for this card with Access Code to then summon this card back into the field, and the same special summon power with just a different monster effect with each Maliss monster that we special summon back with its own card effects. Some of the more generic Cybers monsters include the one Almirage, the one Lingaribo, the one Splash Mage, along with the one Cybers Witkid, Tuner Search, special summon power, and then just easy link 1s to set up Maliss monsters in our graveyard as well. More link 2s include the one Haggard Lizard Dose, another banish option in the deck, the one IP Masquerena, and then the one SP Little Knight for more link options to be able to go into on our opponent's turn for more banish plays, the one Heat Soul to start off our link 3 plays for more draw power, and then the one Transcode Talker for the added special summon back power, the one Firewall Dragon for more bounce power as well as the one copy of the Access Code Talker, and our new bigger boss monster being Allied Code Talker at Ignister, being able to summon back the 2300 attack point monsters with its own card effect, which all of the monsters except for Heart Cryptor are additionally for the special summon power back onto the field also. And then as for some of the go-to plays in the deck, setup is your big part in getting into one of your Maliss monsters for your initial setup. So let's say you start off with the White Binder or the White Rabbit play. You can then use this card to set your needed Maliss card of choice, then activating it by banishing the White Rabbit as cost to summon out an additional Maliss monster also. So then you can use cards like Dormouse, summoning back the White Rabbit by paying 300, using the Dormouse then as an additional banish for that summon as well to grab you one additional Maliss monster, and then using that last 300 to give you your 3 engined monsters onto the field. You can then go for the Link 2 play, setting up your initial summon as well of cards like, let's say, your Cybers Witkid. Then if you have the monster to then use for the Link 1, which you will want to keep either the Dormouse, so use the other 2 monsters for the link summon of the Witkid. Dormouse being 900 can then be able to go into the Almirage. If not, you can use the other 2 to go into your Lingaribo. And then the effect of Cybers Witkid will activate as well, banishing a Cybers monster from your graveyard to add one Cybers Tuner from your deck to your hand. So you can banish the one we haven't used yet, which is the Dormouse. And then from there, you can add the backup at Ignister to your hand, controlling the Cybers monster special summon from the extract, just to give you that additional resource on the field. And then add one Dark Dark Cybers monster from your deck to your hand. So then you can go for the additional search of cards like our Wizard at Ignister, controlling a Cybers monster, so special one from the extra deck, targeting a Dark Cybers in your graveyard, special in both this target and that one, giving you plenty of monster resource to then go for your additional Link 3 plays using those monsters on the field. So if you have the monster resource, you could use the different attributes, but they're all dark at the moment, so remember that. That's why we run the Almirage to go into the Heat Soul. Otherwise, you can use it to go into your access code, not access code, the transcode talker. Or if you wanted to continue your plays with your Maliss monsters, you can use the Witkid and the remaining Jessie Cat on the field to then go into Whitebinder, then using the card to set a Maliss trap from your deck. So you can use your GWOC, activating it by banishing the Whitebinder to then summon back the Jessie Cat from the graveyard. Whitebinder paying 9 to summon it back onto the field as well. Having the full board of monsters to continue into, you can go for the additional Link 4 play, the Link 3 play, but all these monsters can also equate to then going into your bigger Allied Code Talker at Ignister, just needing the 3 or more effect monsters to do so. But the big thing is with your monsters on the field, you want to set up more and more resources to be able to summon out before you go into that monster. So with this, you can summon out your Transcode Talker using the effect to summon back the Link 2 Cybers Witkid, and then use the Cybers Witkid and the Jessie Cat, or if need be, with that added play, those 2 monsters, to summon out 1 additional Link 3 monster. Since you'll need the Jessie Cat, you can summon out the Red Ransom, having the 3 monsters then needed to be able to summon out your access code talker, or the Allied Code Talker, onto the field, using its effect to special summon up to the monster Link Arrows, the 2300 attack point monsters, which equate to all 3 of these monsters onto the field, and then you have your added negates thanks to this monster also. But that is it for the deck profile. I hope you all enjoyed. Just a quick update to, like I said, the deck I've been using at locals recently, and wanted to update it for you all just to show the changes I made since the new cards from Alliance Insight. And as always, until next time, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and Kira Twig out.